Welcome to Biomutant.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Heroes Jones channel. We're getting back into Biomutant. Did all the side quests, did all the tribes so far, and then we're just gonna do the bosses, the world eaters, and then get back onto their actual main quest. Get everything done quick.
A mountain is the opposite of a swamp. That sealed the fate of the third World Eater. Just one more to go. This is your chance to get his priorities aligned with yours. Take control of the... Just head back to the Ark. He seemed eager to see you again. Noko knows she's known for saying things over again. If we take the tree's health for... No, we'll... The story will go on as long as there is someone there to listen. That was the last of them. You've sealed the fate of the tribe and the tree. It's time for the end game. Just make sure you don't let anyone but yourself control your destiny. You've come too far for that. The tribe comes first. It's time to return to the tree one last time. Wiz knows it's the same old, but he likes talking to you. Says your aura makes you black-hearted. Wouldn't be surprised if you met again. Wiz knows it's the same old, but he likes talking to you. Says you should take... Night covers the land. Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Tread carefully here. This is Lupin's camp. Nothing like a story with an unexpected ending. Let's see. For some, the night brings terror. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far, but there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on. You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He worries about you. If you love yourself, you don't hurt others. But the more you hate yourself, the more you thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. What do you think his are? He's the one that's called Out of Date. Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the... Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes. He's worried that you're putting the world at risk. But darkness isn't necessarily the end of the world. It's just another perspective. If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst. Something he calls the Ark. Two sides to everything, but for him it would be devastating. Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees. He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core. The contamination disrupted what we now know as key energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate. He's been told the blight affected everything at a It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real. He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground. The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out. The Ark has room for 4 more, even if you think no one else is worth saving if the world comes to an end. He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you. Out of Date says the time has come for you to reconcile. Lupa Lupin is still staying in the camp where he was brought up. He hopes you'll find the answers you are looking for there. He'll point you in the right direction, but the rest is up to you. This part of the journey is one you'll have to do on. Lupa Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Out of Date hopes you'll find your... He knows he said it before, but the time has come to put an end to the Lupins. You should get over there. Come face to... He wonders what's on your mind.
Boom.
Make sure you know how to get back. It's all about destiny. Yours, mine, the entire world's. Lupin says he's been looking forward to this moment. He wanted you to come here and see for yourself where it all started. He was so little when your mother and kin came here to put an end to his mother just because she was different, a hunter. That night, the hunter became the hunted, trapped with nowhere to run. He says your mother showed no mercy, only vengeance. He can see that you're like your mother. You would have made the same decision and taken the same action she did. You're a killer too. They orphaned him, left him alone, an outcast and a freak. Lupin says he's been reliving the moment every night since then. He says your mother and her disciples started something that couldn't be undone. They created the monster he would become. He knew his time would come, and he was patient. So, when he got news about your birth, he knew how to get revenge that would last. That's why he spared you that night he raised the village when you were a child. He wanted you to suffer for life, like he had. He marked you for life, so he'd recognize you when you met again, and you'd eventually remember where you came from. But he's never taken a life for the sake of appetite. It's always been about survival, and that our true self is being who we are. Fate is for those too weak to determine their own destiny, and now the time has come for you to accept yours. Where it comes. It's a fine way to ride. Out of Date says there'll be consequences of the war, but there are more pressing matters at hand. The last World Eater has been left undisturbed with the tree while you focused on the war. He guessed someone with your dark perspective and key would prioritize resolving the tribe war before facing the World Eaters. Regardless, Out of Date is grateful the tribe war is over. Out of Date says the signs of the end of the world are everywhere. It seems nature is preparing. The day of reckoning is coming, and you are invited. He can feel you're approaching the end. If you haven't decided whom of all like-minded, dark-souled beings you've met have earned a seat on the Ark yet, it's time to do that. Then grasp your last chance to make sure Lupa-Lupin's stopped for good. The tree settled its score, but it left yours half done. He's happy to help. I don't think you could make a home here. Listen, you never know what you might hear. It's probably cooler in the shadows. Lobo's curious if what she's heard about the Ark is true, that it can ride through the sky all the way up to the twinkles. Then maybe she knows more than you. It's out of date's escape plan if everything falls apart. Lobo sees the tree struggle and knows her gull blimp won't save her when the world falls apart. You have more in common than you think. You're both chasing your future but need to confront your dark past. She thinks saving her a seat on the Ark is part of your fates.
I'm so glad you chose that. We're born alone, we live alone, so let's not meet the end on our own.
We are better off on our own alone. Everyone else are just means to an end.
Being alone is not the same thing as being lonely. And now we don't have to be lonely. It'll all work out in the end.
The end must justify the means. So let's hope the Ark is strong enough to carry us all into the future.
Zamakshuk.
Lobo likes to chit-chat.
Think kapatipa.
Wonders without knock.
Kangi.
Been what?
Lama.
Says
Zamakika. Kaptikpala.
Lobo
Kuzuma. Lamate.
thinks you should start
Zamak. Kuse. Dudu. Labakapa. Alamakuv.
Lobo
Igama Nimu.
figures you like to skulk around at night. Can't understand why you're around now.
Zamalip.
Is sorry to see your child.
Bakapampa.
Understands you.
Lamadiko. Depertoka.
She won't let anything hold her back. You can count on her when it's time for lift.
Sifu Kuman.
Lobo likes to.
Tupalapitiki.
Such a windswept place. She wonders if the rumors she's heard about you finding the Ark are thinks that's impossible, of course, but she also knows you regularly make the impossible. The Ark seems like the only way to... Can't stand that you spent so much time trying to ruin the world. Any idea who might be joining?
So what we have here is someone looking for a way out if everything fails. There's a seat open on the Ark, but why would you want this company?
What really happens when you make a conscious choice to be alone is that you abandon a part of your life that was supposed to be filled.
Let's agree that a conscious choice is...
But it's hard...
Regardless...
Figures if she can't go with you, she'll just keep riding her ganotes as long as she can. Noko knows she's known for saying things over again. She heard a rumor you found the Ark and one can't contain her. Thinks if the world figures with as much as you've taken for hopes you've been thinking about who your best trip.
So what we have here is someone looking for...
I'm so glad you chose...
We are better off...
being alone.
The end,
She's a Nova says you should keep your eyes on the stars and feet on the ground. There are things out there waiting for you. He's helped out of date to get the Ark hardware restored. There's just some wiring left to do before the vessel's ready for takeoff. He just needs to reroute the Can't him. He trusts. It's not that he doesn't care about others, but the fact that the Ark only has 4 extra seats means you have to be picked.
So what we have here is someone looking for a way out if everything fails. There's a seat open on the Ark, but why would you want this company?
I'm so glad you...
We are better off...
Being alone is...
The end.
He's looking forward to sharing the ride with a like-minded companion. Gizmo will always make time for you. Didn't... Listen to all that night noise.
Vakuututaan.
Tells you nothing good happens after dark. But maybe that's all right by you. Heard you found the perfect vessel for any kind of travel, right? You discovered the Ark. Guesses it might not go under goo, but it has to beat walking. Lucky you have a way to get off this world before it burns to a... Wonders if it makes sense you found the Ark. You did so much damage to this place and now could just leave. He doesn't want to read too much into this, but who's going with you?
So what we have here is someone looking for a way out if everything fails. There's a seat open on the Ark, but why would you want this company?
What really happened?
Let's agree that a conscience...
But it's hard.
regard...
Understand. Sol says he's ready to pack up and leave. Wonders. Sol says there's an interesting place near. Needs a logical reason to Says it's hard to keep a secret from someone as smart as you. Might as well tell you where the place is, as you'll figure it out eventually. It must have been a fine day when you met. Sol says he's... Your destiny waits on the path you'll take to avoid it. Got word you found the greatest glider of all, an Ark, and it's all good to go. Can't imagine how that would feel. Lucky that you found an Ark when you need it. You almost broke yourself trying to break. Wonders if there are any...
So what we have here is someone... We are better... The end...
Wishes he could go Goop knows he's repeating himself, but can't help talking. Good ride long. Tell it, no biting. The Sifu is seeking revenge too. He hasn't forgotten what Lupa Lupin did, but he also wants to stop him from attacking his... Now that the world as we know it seems to end, he wants to make... He hopes you agree. It suits your darkness. There's no room for predators in the world the Jagni tribe is building. But he knows this is your fight. You should handle it. Lupa Lupin's own fear was his shackles, not the roots of the tree. It just changed him. You have a chance to stand back and let the tribe handle it. The Sifu is ready to step into the fray. Are the odds about to change in your favor? If a friend dies, something inside you dies. You can save the Sifu by making yourself a target. Shockwaves spread when the world crumbles. This is not a prophecy, me telling you about the future. It's you shaping it. Here's a vulgar display of power. The more he does, the stronger he becomes. can you remember who the real enemy is and stop playing the game his way? This is how it ends. The Predator and the world itself suffering. But at least it's a sign they're both still alive.
So, what we have here is a clear matter of life and death. And only you can make a difference.
Ruining someone else's life for revenge comes with a price. There's no change of heart this time. I hope it was worth it. The right choice. Doing good and keep doing good all the way until the end would have been best.
The best? That's justice. And the justice we deserved was revenge. We got what we came for.
We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us. There's no peace without forgiveness. It's no better time than now to accept a helping hand. Do you wonder what turn life might have taken if you'd done things different? A left when you went right? A yes when you said no? You saw a world drenched in its own cruelty and didn't sway from your path. And so, a great cataclysm draws close. Life doesn't care about heroes and happy endings. Bad things can lead to good. A seed of life, the beginning of something new. You balanced the dark within a world imbalanced in its light nature and made a difference in a place that needed change. You allied with the Jagni tribe and became omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. However, light and dark does simply represent the polarities of life. One can't exist without the other. This is how it begins. The world's headed towards rebirth of a primal paradise as evolution paves way. We're at the mercy of nature. So, trust your conscience to show you the way, and everything else will follow. As foretold, You were destined to split the chains of this world. But you're not alone. Those that shared your perspective and gained your trust will accompany you on your journey. Is there a world out there that's better suited for those imbalanced in their dark nature than this one? Whether or not, we'll leave your story on record, so those who come after will know you followed your dark nature and let the world end to start anew. So, when all is said and done, it turned out to be an unusual ending after all. What could be better than ending the story the right way? Ending it your way. A beginning of something new.
Awesome. Good story. I wouldn't want to play it the right way, but something to do. Maybe I'll do the good path sometime. Alright fellas, thank you for watching, and thank you for on the dark side I'm playing through in Biomutant with Hero Jonas. Thank you. And if you want to recommend any games, just let me know. Appreciate it. Thanks.